Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be on this planet of ours. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates, coming to you from the Area Command 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. As we have done before, we're going to start this evening off with the salute to the United States of America. We're going to start it off by the Pledge of Allegiance and the nation's United States national anthem. Would everybody please rise?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now would you make welcome, straight from Washington, D.C., the United States Army Corps Quartet.
Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Oh yeah! Come on, folks, let them know it.
America's finest, the United States Army Barbershop Quartet, performing at the Barbershop Quartet Convention in 2015. The hosts of the Barbershop Quartet Convention gave us the nation's Pledge of Allegiance, and we want to thank them all for helping us out tonight. We want to thank our military, wherever they might be around this globe. It doesn't matter whether you're the United States Army, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, the National Guard, whether you're Air Force, whether you're Navy, whether you're Coast Guard or Space Force. We love you and appreciate each and every one of you. We also want to pay tribute to our allied forces, wherever they might be around the globe. All of the allies who support the United States, and the U.S. supports them. God bless you all. May you all return home to your families after your tours of duty end. And thank you for your service. God bless you all. We really appreciate it. Folks, we have another jam-packed program for you tonight. I have done a lot of soul searching on what we were going to talk about tonight. The first thing I want to do is talk about some things that we received at the post office today. We got a letter, a postcard, a card in the mail from Ms. Brown in Lenore, California. I want to thank her for that. May the love of God give you peace. May the caring of friends give you comfort. A beautiful card. We want to thank you for that. Inside she wrote, "Sorry to hear of the loss of your friend Larry. He was fortunate to have such a caring friend. I appreciate the way you care for everyone. I watch your live shows whenever I can get the bandwidth. Thank you for the time and the attention that you put in to it. You're a rare gem in today's crazy world." Someone wanted me to join a radio show, and I'm not prepared to join their radio show. But Ms. Brown, we really appreciate you sending us this card and also a contribution to our program. Then we had a small package from our friend Mark. He is a viewer of ours from Arkansas, from a great place of Omaha, Arkansas. Folks, he sent us a cache of beautiful polished stone. Okay? Beautiful polished stone. Okay? Each and every rock is different in and of its own way. Okay? They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. You know, you can't, I love rock. Everybody here that has been watching me for any amount of time knows that I have had rock collections throughout my life. You guys, and I'm talking from Sandy in San Francisco, and she gets to this program occasionally now, but she lives in San Francisco. I believe she's moved away from there, and she now frequents Mark Wages' program, and quite honestly, Mark Wages is an awesome solar observer. He really is. And I saw Sandy there the other day, and I marveled how great his group of people were. They're fantastic. But Mark Wages, we're going to talk about the sun in a few minutes. This is the last stone that Mark sent us. Okay? We appreciate every one of these. These are beautiful. Okay? And it was not Mark Wages that sent these. Mark, you know who you are over there in Arkansas. Thank you for that. That was a beautiful, beautiful thing. I love rocks. Everybody knows it. It's a wonderful, wonderful gift. I love rocks. I love trains. And first, when I opened it, I thought, oh my, somebody sent me a good heavy-duty train. But it was rocks. And I got, oh, goody, goody, goody. Just up my alley. Okay? I've been collecting rocks since I was a kid. When I was out on digs with our geology classes that I took in college, it was an interesting find to see the rocks that I came up with, because we had digs out in the Mojave Desert. We had digs over in the Imperial Valley where we've talked about these earthquakes and the magma flows over in the Imperial Valley of California. We went up to Northern California. We've dug along the Sierra Nevada. We've dug out in the Arizona desert over by the Marine Corps Air Station in Yuma. It's been a wonderful thing. I've learned a lot. But the fact of the matter is, science is a continuing, growing science. Geology is a growing science. Every day we reveal something new. It really is. It's unreal. Hurricane Heather says, I want to take my new geology kit to Lassen. Go for it. You're going to have one heck of a good time. Just make sure you send me a volcanic rock from Lassen. Anyway, guys, I want to talk a lot about earthquakes. I want to talk a lot about volcanoes. I want to talk about the Pacific Northwest. I want to talk about New Madrid Fault. The first thing I want to talk about tonight are the volcanoes. Okay? I want to talk about Iceland. Iceland. I have found a video put up by Geology Hub, and I'm going to share it with you tonight. The scientists there at Geology Hub have put together these wonderful programs, and I want you to see this. This is the latest volcano that has erupted on Iceland. Lillehrútur, H-R-U-T-U-R volcano. Let's see this and then we'll talk.
It is now day 3 of Iceland's brand new volcanic eruption, which is ongoing at the Fagradalsfjall volcano 27 kilometers or 16.8 miles southwest of Reykjavik. The last 24 hours have seen a continuing decrease in eruptive intensity and lava output, as not only is a mere one of the 3 fissures still active, but I estimate that lava output has dropped to around 13% of its original rate of effusion, translating to approximately 8 cubic meters per second. Ground deformation seemingly supports the hypothesis of a more limited eruption, and here is why. As magma intrudes into the crust, it pushes up overlying rock partially through a displacement. If a volcanic eruption is ongoing and uplift is detected, it indicates that the supply of magma into the subsurface is higher than the rate lava is erupting at. Yet, if the opposite is the case, where ground subsidence is detected during an eruption, it means that the eruption rate is higher than the supply of molten rock to the subsurface. Such a ground subsidence has been ongoing ever since Fagradalsfjall's latest eruption began, which did not occur during the majority of its short-lived 2022 eruption. This suggests 2 possibilities. Either, 1, we are already seeing the beginning of the end of this spectacular eruption, and we might soon reach a point where lava erupts intermittently rather than continuously. Or 2, magma is still intruding into the subsurface via a dike at a few kilometers in depth, and this might have expanded outwards rather than upwards, resulting in a decreasing eruptive rate on the surface. You might note that while volcanic earthquake activity has diminished since the eruption began, the largest quakes which have occurred since then have largely been centered around Keilir. This is not a coincidence, as it appears that the dike has progressed northwards by 1,000 meters, going from 3,000 to 4,000 meters in length. Thus, it is plausible, but not guaranteed, that the northern part of the fissure could reach the surface and erupt at a rate similar to witnessed during July 10, 2023. If a fissure expansion was to occur, it could be preceded by increased air turbulence above an initial eruption site, much like hot air rising from a paved road on a warm day, only to be followed by smoke. Like the other volcanoes on Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula, Fagradalsfjall could be described as a fissure complex where no vents erupt more than once, and eruptions occur along chains of activity which parallel regional stresses. The somewhat unusual nature of the peninsula, since it represents an above sea level portion of the mid-ocean ridge, aka a divergent plate boundary, combined with residual material from a fairly close mantle hotspot, is a cause of this. Thus, the Fagradalsfjall volcano, which was only recently realized to be a unique volcanic system, covers an area of approximately 58 square kilometers or 22.4 square miles. Here is how it compares to other active volcanic complexes on the peninsula, which are also chains of fissures and spatter cones. I have a quick update regarding a separate volcanic system offshore of the Reykjanes Peninsula known as Eldi. During the early stages of Fagradalsfjall's eruption, its alert level was raised to yellow due to more than 300 earthquakes striking adjacent to one of its vents. Yet, this earthquake storm has now seemingly ended, suggesting that what was witnessed was merely related to changing pressures caused by the magmatic intrusion at Fagradalsfjall, so its alert level was lowered back to green. Thanks for watching. If you would like to request a specific topic, please leave a comment below. Additionally, I would like to thank this channel's patrons.
Anyway, guys, that was Geology Hub talking about the Icelandic volcano. The Icelandic volcano is now into about its week and a half. I believe even 2 weeks. This has been an ongoing eruption that a lot of people feared. But the scientists thought it was not going to be something to be feared at all. The eruption has kept a low profile. a low profile. Last week I showed you pictures and short video of the lava, and it's basically opened up in a set of fissures, about 7 fissures. The main volcanic crater that you saw there is the main volcano that opened up this time. Then it stretched out towards the northeast, and a series of, like I said, 7 fissures opened up, and they're still putting out fountains of lava, and the lava field is still hot. Okay, so tonight when I'm talking about this, I want to warn everybody, okay, anybody and everybody that desires to go over to this volcano. It's a very active volcano. Okay, authorities 2 days ago closed the volcano to everybody. The eruptive site was closed due to safety concerns caused by significant pollutant from the SO2 emissions, sulfur dioxide emissions, and the prevailing winds. The main hazard arose out of suddenly, as the prevailing wind decreased, the amount of SO2 would settle in these small gullies and valleys. And if people went down there into the gullies and valleys, they would be overcome by SO2 and possibly pass out or die. So they closed it off. Now the area has been reopened. Okay? That whole area has been reopened, and they have been letting people go there. Okay? A lot of people have gone there in the last little while. Now, James Barreca just gave us a $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. He says, Mr. Tyler, buy yourself a breakfast at McDonald's. Sorry, I thought it was the 1980s. No problem. Not a problem. It could still be the 1980s. We can call it the 1980s. That's very gracious of you. I appreciate it. Speaking of McDonald's, just now that you came up with that, McDonald's is starting to close places. Did you know that? McDonald's is starting to close places. One, they introduced meat that wasn't really meat. They introduced horse that wasn't really beef. And a lot of people have stopped going to McDonald's. I have not necessarily been one of them. Occasionally I find a cheeseburger or one of those double whammies, whatever, I don't remember what it's called. I go over there and get it, and then I leave. But a lot of people left McDonald's. And with the economies in the world as they are, it's really almost crazy to feel like these restaurants could all survive. There's a lot of things happening around the world where all these restaurants are closing down. So it's not too surprising. Maybe we can get into that another day. But I just wanted to bring that out since we're talking about McDucks. Good old McDucks. I've been going to McDonald's off and on since I was a kid. It's crazy. Anyway, getting on with these volcanoes. I just put up a map as a slide for you, showing you where all the volcanoes that are presently erupting are. There's a lot of volcanoes, about 40 of them, all throughout the landscape, and we're going to be talking about several of these volcanoes tonight. The first one I want to talk about is this one here that we just got through talking about, right here. I wanted to show you this picture. This is a main crater at Lilla Herta, or Herter, excuse me, Lilla Herter. As you can see, the other fissures off to the northeast that have lit up and are putting out fountains of lava. That is still occurring, but to a lesser extent than it was when it first erupted. So that volcano is still erupting, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. But please, folks, please don't go into the lava area itself. Okay? Please don't do that. The viewing sites, like I said a few minutes ago, have reopened. please see if when you go there, there are specific parking lots where you can park your rental cars. Please only park those in those areas. Okay? Then you'll see announcements and other things that the authorities have put up about the condition of the volcano. Please follow those announcements. Follow those conditions as they say. Some areas might be dangerous to pass and are closed. Be aware of pollution. Carbon dioxide and SO2, sulfur dioxide, are very dangerous. If you feel like you're wavering and you really shouldn't be there, back away. Get some help. Okay? Be aware of pollution. There is a volcanic gas in the area, sulfur dioxide and CO2. Stay away from the smoke of the volcano. Dress appropriately and prepare for a long walk hiking for hours. It's several miles from the parking lot into the eruptive area. Be careful. Have on good outdoor clothes and hiking boots. After dark, it's important to have flashlights or headlamps. The volcano site at Lidla Ruter is a remote area, so always have your phone fully charged while leaving for the hike, in case you need to call for help and, of course, to get the greatest photos you ever post on social media. Rental cars should only be left at marked parking lots in the area. Rental cars should only be left at marked parking lots in the area. Now, I said that 3 times. There's a reason. Okay? The lava fields from the previous eruptions are still hot. The previous eruption started last year. That lava is still hot because there's molten magma down beneath. They're still hot and therefore dangerous. Only follow marked trails and avoid walking on the lava at all times. Okay? Another volcano. Aveyah volcano. Now, I'm just searching to see if I had a picture of Aveyah. I don't. I saw a picture of Aveyah volcano last night. Aveyah volcano is south of Kamchatka Peninsula. Okay? Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll show you that picture from Kamchatka Peninsula. Hold on a second. On the far west end of the Aleutian Island Trench there is a peninsula that Russia owns. It's called the Kamchatka Peninsula. Just south of the Kamchatka Peninsula, there is an island down there. And on that island is where Aveyah volcano is. It's an island by itself. Okay? I posted it right there. Let me get my mug off this. There we go. That's Aveyah volcano. It has been erupting. It's been erupting for quite some time. Off and on for probably at least 5 years, for which I've been giving you information about the Aveyah volcano. Today, it erupted under up to 13,000 feet high. A 13,000 foot eruption at Aveyah volcano. That's a big deal. Okay? That's huge. There are a bunch of other volcanoes that have erupted today, and we're going to talk about it. Let me pull up this information here really quick. All right, here we go. Shishaldin volcano. over in the Aleutian Islands. Let's back this out. Let me show you where Shishaldin volcano is. It's over in the western side, the eastern side of the Alaska Peninsula. The eastern side of the Alaska Peninsula right here. Shishaldin volcano. I've shown you pictures of Shishaldin volcano before. Let me take this down. I do have pictures of Shishaldin volcano. Shishaldin volcano is almost a perfect triangle kind of volcano. It's a stratovolcano. It's almost perfectly symmetrical. For the last few days, up until I believe it was Saturday, the volcano had been steaming and there had been some active glow at the summit of the volcano. Well, folks, guess what? Shishaldin volcano erupted. Here's a picture of the volcano erupting now. This was a webcam on another island adjacent to Shishaldin volcano. It is erupting. It is erupting to a great extent. Shishaldin volcano eruption happened today. Yesterday was a 40,000 foot eruption. Today was a 30,000 foot eruption. The alert status Shishaldin is still a red alert. Stay away. Boats, ships are cautioned to completely stay away because this volcano could throw out huge lava boulders the size of cars. This volcano is erupting. Planes are also instructed to stay away from this area because ash from the volcano could cause plane engines to clog and malfunction, and the planes would go down. So planes have had a red alert status to stay away from this volcano. The activity at the volcano has been intensifying over the past hours, and it's still continuing up until the time of this broadcast. The effusion eruption, that means lava coming out of the summit of the volcano, has been picking up within the summit crater at around 100 hours this morning, 1 a.m. this morning Alaska time, caused by an increased surge of magma in the conduit of the volcano, resulting in a lava flow from the cinder cone. No significant ash emissions have been observed at this time, but because the Alaska Volcano Observatory cannot get in to put in any sensors around Shishaldin volcano, the only sensors they have are via satellite. Okay? No significant ash emissions have been observed via satellite. The activity was detected by regional infrasound arrays on other islands, increasing seismic tremors, elevated surface temperatures indicated by satellite data. Overnight webcam images confirmed glowing from the summit with only minor ash emission. The situation has changed. We just had lightning and thunder here. You may have heard it. The situation at Shishaldin volcano has changed to a relatively dramatic activity. It was getting worse until 0700 this morning, 7 a.m. this morning, local time. There was an increasingly expanding ash plume spreading out in a southeasterly direction. According to the Volcanic Ash Advisory Center in Anchorage, the ash plume rose to 30,000 feet, 9,100 meters high. Like I said, the alert status for the volcano has been raised to red again for the second day. Now there's another volcano we want to talk about. I don't have a picture of it, but I'm going to show you where it is. Okay? That's going to be even more fun, isn't it? At least I hope you will enjoy it. Okay? We're going to go back down to the USGS map. Okay? Now, let's decrease the map here. Let's go over to Peru, southern Peru. I believe Sabancaya volcano is right here. Okay? Sabancaya volcano in Peru has had continuous ash emissions up to 22,000 feet. An eruption up to 22,000 feet, 6,700 meters high. Now, there's another volcano in that same area, a neighbor of Sabancaya. It's called Ubinas volcano, U-B-I-N-A-S, volcano in Peru. It's been erupting off and on, just scattered emissions and eruptions. But it's been a week since it erupted the last time. Today, it went through an explosive phase and the ash plume returned to the summit crater. Volcanic ash advisory, because this eruption was 22,000 feet high, 6,700 meters high. Then we have the great privilege of showing you another eruption down in the great country of Guatemala. Now, I'm not quite sure where Santiaguito volcano is. Okay? I think it's right here. Okay? I think well, that's a town, but it's right near this town. Santiaguito volcano. Santiaguito volcano